Let's talk about the important terms of stock market. Short selling. It is a sale of shares which is not owned. This is carried out by someone after borrowing shares from stockbrokers, promising to replace them at a future date on the whole. Speculation. Speculation that the price will fall by then. He fetches profit if the price of the share really dropped by the future date of replacement and sustain a loss if the price increased. Recently, short selling has been allowed in India by SEBI. Bear and bull, a person who speculates shares prices to fall in future and so sell his shares and earn profit in a bear. He earns profit out of a falling market. Basically, here is short selling the shares. Opposite to bear, bull is a person who speculates share prices go up in the future, so either stop selling the select group of shares for that time to be reached. He is basically taking a long position on those shares or start purchasing that select group of shares. Thus, a bear increases the number of shares in a stock market, activating a general fall in the index. A bearish market. Opposite to it, a bull creates a scarcity of shares in the stock market, activating a general rise in the share price and index. A bullish market. Brokers play as a bear for some stocks as a bull for some other stocks. While a bear broker is a non-entity, a bull is remembered for a long time to come. Harshad Mehta as was known as the Great Bull. Again, broker play as a bear for some stocks and as a bull for some other stocks, while a bear broker is a non-entity and a bull is remembered for a long time to come. Harshad Mehta was known as the Great Bull. Book building, a provision allowed by the SEBI to all initial public officers in which individual investors are reserved and allotted shares by the company, but the issuer has to disclose the price at which shares have been allotted, the size of the issue, and the number of shares offered to the public. IPO, initial public offer, is an event of share issuing when a company comes up with its share or security issued for first time. Price band, a process of public issue where the company gives a price range known as a price band and it is left upon the share applicant to quote their prices on it and the highest bidder getting the shares. This is a variant of share issues at premium but considered a safer choice. Scrip share, a share given to the existing shareholder without any charge, also known as bonus share. Sweet share, a share given to the employees of company without any charge. Rolling settlement, an important reform measures started in Indian stock market in mid 2001, under which all commitment of sale and purchase result in payment or delivery at the end of the X days. Later, where X stand for 5 days. Some shares have X as 1 or 2 or 3 days too. Today, all shares are covered under this provision. Badla, when the buyers want postponement of the transaction in the Western world called contango. Unda Badla, when the seller want postponement of the transaction, also known as the reverse Badla or backwardation. Future, a trading allowed in shares where a future price is quoted for the shares and the payment and delivery takes place on the predetermined dates. Depositors, started in 1996, under which stocks are converted into paperless form. Dematerialization of shares, shortly known as the DMAT. Dematerialization of shares, shortly known as DMAT, started in 1996, under which stocks are converted into paperless form. dematerialization of shares, shortly known as DMAT. At present, two public sector depositories, Mumbai, are functioning in India, set up under the Depository Act 1996. NSDL, National Security Depositor Limited, CDSL, Central Depository Service Limited. Spread. The difference between the buying and selling price of shares is called spread. Higher the liquidity of a shares, lower its spread and vice versa. It is also known as jobber's turn or margin or haircut. Curb dealing, the transaction of stocks which take place outside the stock exchange, unofficial and take place after the normal trading hours. NSCC, the National Securities Clearing Corporation, a public sector company set up in 1996, takes the counterparty risk of all transactions carried out at the NSE, just as an intermediary guarantees all trades. Demutualization, a process started 2002 by the SEBI, under which ownership, management and trading membership was to be segregated from each other. No broker was to be on board of directors or an office bearer in a stock exchange. This has been carried out in the case of all stock exchanges except three RSE in India. Authorized capital, the limits up to which shares can be issued by a company, also known as the nominal or registered capital. This is fixed in the Memorandum of Association and the Article of Association of Company as required by the Company Act law. Paid up capital, the part of the authorized capital of a company that has actually been paid by the shareholders. A difference may arise because of all shares authorized might not be issued, or issued shares are only partially paid up. Subscribed capital, the amount actually paid by the shareholders or committed by them for the contribution. Issued capital, the amount which is sought by a company to be raised by issuing shares which cannot exceed the authorized capital of the company. ESOP, the employee stock ownership plan, enables a foreign company to offer its shares to employees overseas. It was allowed in India. February 2001 provided that MNC has minimum 51% holding in its Indian company. Earlier permission from the RBI was required for such an option. SBT, screen based trading, is trading of stock based on the electronic medium, that is with the help of computer, monitor, internet, etc. The first such trading was introduced in New York in 1972 by the bond broker Cantor Fitzgerald. India introduced it in 1989 at the OTCEI. Now it's carried out at all exchanges. And this is enough for the today. We will meet again for the next video. Thank you so much.